Hey, y'all. Sorry. Having some technical difficulties. Hello, everybody. My name's Elizabeth. Welcome to the channel. This is Hillbilly Crime. My computer was giving me all kinds of trouble. I've been sitting here for the last 15 minutes trying to get it up and going, so I'm sorry. We have a really good treat this evening. We have the entire city council meeting from Monday. And you think those little pieces that we watched last night was juicy? This whole thing just absolutely blows that mayor out of the water. He's in a lot of trouble, I think. All right, so let me send that to Mom. She'll be here in just a second then. And then let me pull it up and we'll get to watching it. Hello, everybody. I'm glad to see everybody here. We got a house full tonight. Good deal. All right. Let me grab this. London. There we go. All right, y'all. There we go. Parts of this, the audio kind of goes up and down.
Oh, well, we'll labor through it. Did that girl get a hold of you that wanted to interview you?
No, I don't think so. I don't think I've heard from anybody.
Okay. She probably will.
That's all right.
She's working on something else.
Okay. Give me a second here and let me get this going. How is everybody? Come on in. I wonder why that ain't playing. My computer might just be slow. I don't know why it's being slow tonight. Yes. If you are not subscribed, please take a second and subscribe to our channel. Hit that like button if you do. And hello, everybody. We've got Mama Duck. Can we do a poll that asks folks if they are subscribed? It might help with reminders. Well, yeah, we could if I knew how to do a poll from the streaming software. I think I have to do it from the YouTube thing because I haven't figured out how to do a poll on this yet. Yeah, allegedly Lisa. Hello, everyone. I hope everybody has been staying warm. Me too.
It's hard to stay warm in this weather.
I might have to just pull it up this other way. Give me a second here. It won't take me just...
I went outside today and walked down the road to check out the hill, and it looked pretty clear, but there was a couple inches of ice down the road to get to the hill.
It has been snowing so bad.
Get out and in, Elizabeth?
No, I have not been out today at all. Not at all. It gets bad up in these hollers sometimes. They do a pretty good job coming around and clearing the roads. You guys are all kind of stuck though, aren't you?
I am. You can't get out but they did plow up here, and they opened. They took up the closed sign and went through. Yeah, they got us in an awful shape up here.
Let's see if I can. There we go. Let me see if I can get it to play now. For some reason, it's not wanting to play.
Well, have you got the speakers on or whatever?
Sorry, guys. It happens sometimes. Let me go over here and pull it up on Facebook. That's where somebody sent it to me from Facebook. London City Council. And it was the entire thing. And I sat and watched it today and just couldn't believe it. Okay. That is, we want to watch the whole thing, not just pieces of it. Let's see. So let me get down here to the page. Okay. Did you have a good day today?
I had a good day.
All right, guys, here it is. So let me get it up here. All right. Let me make sure it's going to play. Yep. There it is.
Okay. I can't hear it yet.
Yeah, I know. Hang on just a second.
Oh, okay. There, I heard a little bit.
Don't let them know, though, I would think.
So they're up there talking.
Okay, since Philip didn't know anything about it.
Did you know the letter from the?
Oh, is this from the other guy?
Okay. Is this about that pew down in, I guess,
in London?
London.
But they're sitting up there at that table right now talking about how they didn't know. I mean, this is unbelievable. Unbelievable that this could actually happen.
Are you all familiar with it?
I'm not familiar with it.
I spoke with Jill, and things like this are done, for subdivisions that did not extend on.
They want to get a call from some other guy, say, wait a minute, what'd you do? Or something, they do get something. Can we come look, just go look at it? I mean,
I think it's a virus you're supposed to get. And the celebrates,
I got lots of nice birds outside.
And we don't know the owners, right?
What?
the other ones.
I've been feeding them.
I know that it is for
Good deal.
No, I don't want to. Their house is right in the middle of these several lots, and their drive comes in.
I don't care to have a quick meeting. I'd like to talk to them. Or I would anyway.
Their drive comes in. There's the road, but it's not much money to do. And it's always been.
I thought it was very telling, this little bit before the meeting.
I wish I had.
Council, what do you think? You all need to see what she's talking about. I've already reviewed.
Just need a motion to approve to close if you are wanting to do it.
Holly's in, we're in real estate, so you would know.
Right.
Or approving something that, canceling something that doesn't exist anyway.
Right.
We want to make sure
I
that-
make a motion to move forward with closing that street.
Need a second?
Is the road that existed, is the people that we haven't talked to, are they using it?
It only exists on paper.
Yeah, just has grass.
It exists is on
Is on a map.
this map have, and it's referenced in this survey.
So it's never
I didn't know.
paid,
We've
never
got some
nothing.
roads in town that still have some gravel and you can still tell they're
Yeah,
there, but
there,
Now, I
nobody
can-
uses them.
And I can show you pictures of that in the town,
there is no
They don't do
road there. There's no street, there's grass.
I'll second
And
that
there's never
motion.
been a road or a street.
Ms. Little?
Okay, roll call.
Yes. Mr. Ortega?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mr. Benj?
Yes.
Mr. Jervis? Ms. Green?
Yes.
Council approves. Roll call. Thank you.
Mayor, I have some new business, if that's all right for the council.
Just make a motion to add. What's the description?
Okay, I want to explain it first. Under the powers and the duties of the legislative body, KRS 83A.130, parentheses 9. This statute clearly envisions that a city council may hire employees to assist it and its individual members in performing its legislative, investigative, or other legal functions. If the council hires its own employees, it may do so in whatever manner it decides. So therefore, I would like to make a motion to hire an attorney to represent the city council.
I'm shocked they didn't already have one. Every city is supposed to have an attorney.
Second on the motion.
I'll second.
Roll call.
Ms. Little?
No.
Mr. Ortega?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mr. Benj?
Yes.
Mr. Jervis? Ms. Green?
Yes, and I've got a second motion I'd like to share.
Okay.
I make a motion also that we create a committee for the hiring of an attorney, and I would like the three persons on that committee to be Stacy, Anthony, and myself to hire a city attorney.
Second on the motion.
Second.
Do your roll call.
Ms. Little?
No.
Mr. Ortega?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mr. Benj?
Yes.
Mr. Jervis? Ms. Green?
I think
Yes.
it's gone.
Have you finished?
Yes.
Anybody else? I've got two motions, if nobody else has anything.
I was just gonna let you speak. So you go. You go first. What you want?
Okay, whatever you want to do. Okay. May I start?
Yeah.
On January 13th of 2023, at a London City Council meeting, we approved an interagency agreement with the Laurel County Sheriff's Office in cooperation with HIDA Interdiction Task Force, and approval to fund yearly shared payroll for HIDA Interdiction Task Force in keeping with the terms of the agreement. I understand that this was done with a memorandum of understanding at the time. It was unanimous vote. We all were for it. And my understanding is it's no longer used. I spoke with John Root about that. So at this time, I make a motion that the city council repeal the approval of the interagency agreement, including the MOU.
I second that motion.
I have a question. Is it no longer in use?
No, we do still have one person that is on that team.
That's the task force they're
I
talking
spoke to
about.
the sheriff earlier and he said it was that you all
Okay.
did it 4 or 5 months ago. I don't know. I've
We
never seen it.
still have one person that's on that, it's over, but, your second is on the floor. Do a
Yes.
roll call.
Ms. Little?
No.
Mr. Ortega?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mr. Benj?
Yes.
Mr. Green, or Jervis is not here. Ms. Green?
Yes.
Okay. What was your second motion? Or
Second
thing?
motion, I was reviewing the budget. I have a motion to amend our current budget, the 2024 budget. Under the police salaries, the current total budget is $2,450,000, which includes the $1.715 million in the general fund column and $735 million in the alcohol column. On the line item titled Police Salaries in the column titled General Fund, I make the motion that the $1.715 million be reduced to $1.215 million, effectively reducing the budget by $500,000. This amount will leave the total police salaries at $1.9 $1,950,000, which is
Second of the motion,
I'll second it.
roll call.
Ms. Little?
No.
Mr. Ortega?
Stacy, what was the difference again?
500,000. Oh, the difference from when we took office,
Yes.
290,000.
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mr. Benj?
Yes.
Mr. Jervis? Ms. Green?
Yes.
I don't have
Okay.
anything further.
Did you have something as well, Mr. Ortega?
Yes, I would like to make a motion to allow the public to speak.
Second?
Second.
Ms. Little?
Yes.
Mr. Ortega?
Yes.
Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mr. Benj?
Yes.
Ms. Green?
Yes.
Motion stands. We're going to give the public time to speak. You'll have 2 minutes. The clerk will keep time with that. A mic will be brought to your seat for you to be able to speak. Before we do that, I would like to make a statement to the public. My office is fully committed to the transparency regarding the recent events. As soon as this matter arose, the London City Police Department referred the investigation to the Kentucky State Police. In parallel, my office has initiated an administrative investigation. However, we cannot reach a conclusion until the Kentucky State Police have completed their inquiry. My heart goes out to all those that's involved in this case. My prayers have been with everyone during this time. Should any wrongdoing be identified, my office will take the appropriate actions in accordance with the findings. Thank you. Who would like to speak first within the public?
Now that's the
The
mayor.
clerk keep time.
They're getting ready to roast him. They get him good too.
My biggest concern is, the Doug Harless, incident is horrible. Somebody wants to, point the finger. It should be happening, guys. I mean, any one of us out here is in their house and the one that's the wrong house, something that happens. I mean, there's no excuse for this complete negligence. I understand the investigation has to take place, but I mean, we're not getting anything from the city, we're working on this, we're going to implement these steps to, prevent this going forward. We're just sitting here right now, I think everybody's trying to point the finger and figure out, who's the scapegoat on this. I think everybody there at that house has the scapegoat. Point blank, the wrong house. The technology available today, you can find the right house, everybody. FedEx and Amazon get there all the time. So negligence is where I'm at with this.
Negligent.
I'll back the blue if they're doing the right job, but you can't back this. You can't stand behind it. You can't cover it up. I ain't saying that's what you're doing. I just said there's nothing coming out of the city that lets us know that it's being.
He said, I back the blue all day long, but we can't back this.
Transparent, fair to every one of us out here. And the second thing I would like to know, and I think a lot of people would, what judge signed off on this warrant?
What judge?
What merit did they have on a warrant that the judge signed off on it over a $300 weed eater? I know there was more than just one weed eater, but I'm telling you guys, a $300 search warrant, I've had stuff stolen, and I get told by all the police, your insurance will make you whole, you can pick up your police report in 10 days. So they're so incompetent, it takes 10 days to do a police report for a stolen item, but you fast track the warrant for a weed eater. And a man lost his life because of incompetence. That's all I have to say. I hope somebody can add more to it.
I do believe that a lot of your questions will be answered when the state police is done with their investigation. It's not that my office or the PD is not wanting to address the public. We do. But under the express, authority of the KSP, they have asked us not to say anything regarding this investigation. It is an open investigation. That is the only reason we have not made any statements regarding this, because again, they're investigating it. It's not that we're trying to cover up. It's not that we are trying not to be transparent. Again, when the findings are done with the KSP, I can assure you that anything that the findings are, if there's any wrongdoing, accountability will be there.
We'll see. I mean, time will tell, so we all just have to wait patiently, as hard as that is for a lot of people.
The next, anybody else?
All right. My question is,
Interesting.
I guess it's been well established that they had no body cams on. And from what I'm understanding, you guys correct me if I'm wrong, that this decision was made by the previous police chief. Is that correct? You guys know, you know?
There was a directive that was sent out, correct?
Okay, well, since that time, and they said it was because they couldn't afford it. Now, that budget you just named off a minute ago says that they can probably afford it. Since that time, have any of you, the mayor, the new chief of police, looked into how we can figure out how we can afford it? Because, I mean, none of us know what really happened. All we have is what's gonna be said. And whether that's the truth or not, we don't know. And I can't take anybody's word for it. So have you guys, in any of that time, looked into figuring out how to get their body cams back? That's my question to you guys.
So I can tell you on the body cams that when the directive was sent out, there was an analysis of cost that was supposed to have been done with the software. With the current project that we are working on in the city, that is part of us wanting to obtain those cameras again. It was never that we just did not want them. We've always tried to obtain grants to help with the cost. I know people saying it's $30,000 or $40,000. That's not really the case in this. So with the new project that we were working on, updating all the systems across the PD and throughout the city, it was a part of that project that we were working on.
Well, it's been a couple of years since they haven't been wearing body cams. So how long does it take to do a cost analysis? And there are counties and cities that have way less means than us that manage to figure out how to afford to wear body cams. Almost every city and county in the whole United States, I'm going to guess. So I would suggest that that would be something that you all put on your next thing is how do we figure out how we get that back so that we can protect our citizens and our residents from their own law enforcement so that things like this don't happen again. Accountability, you know, that's what we need. All right, I think I've said enough.
Anyone else?
I've got a question about the body cams. I mean, I know we didn't have any idea we wasn't using body cams. That happened while we were in office. Did that happen early on in 2023?
Yes, it did.
Okay, well, I know the council was not made aware of any of that. We didn't have them.
How long did we have them before that?
I'm not sure.
They were voted in it under Troy Redder.
Does it require a monthly fee or something for body cams?
Yeah, it does.
Assuming it does, right? It's got some kind of cloud.
The software was the main concern. It wasn't downloading the images because it was outdated, because it was purchased in 2016.
So what happened to all that equipment when you put use it?
But it's probably in surplus, correct? It's not usable.
Shame.
Somebody else had a question in the back there?
Yes.
Move on.
My name is Susie Hillard. And just by telling you my name, I think that's something that council needs to adopt, that anyone who speaks publicly needs to be identified for the record. And
This lady.
as well as when someone is bringing other business before the council, that needs to be heard. You need to be able to hear that. Everybody in the room needs to be able to hear that so that the public's business is actually done before the public. But I do have a question, and that is, are there any rules in place now regarding formation of the agenda? Do you have to, if you're a council member and you want to, add something to the agenda for the next meeting, do you have to provide that information in advance? Do you have to provide the pertinent information or the details about that information to council members in advance? Or is it just anybody can?
I think I know where you're going with this question, and we don't, it's called rules of order, and we don't have rules of order.
And why don't you have rules of order?
I'm working on it. I attempted that a couple of years ago. I couldn't get any favor at the time, but I'd like to see us have some rules of order.
You absolutely need rules of order. I've never, ever, in my work in the public and in the private, and in working on boards, worked where that body did not adopt Robert's Rules of Order, follow it, and enforce it. I've never heard of that. And I think that needs to be a first priority for this council. If you really want to work and do the work for the public and be transparent about things, you need to do that. That needs to be, and it's not that hard to do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else there in the back?
Mayor Whittle, my first question is for you, and I'd like to have this as a matter of record. Do you currently have any citizens blocked from your Facebook page? And I'm referring to your government mayor official page.
I know I do not block anybody from my mayor page. I do block them from my personal page.
Okay, with that, I'd like to hand to the city council. I'm not sure if this would be allowed or not. I have wrote to the city regarding this, and I kept getting, well, we don't keep a list of who's blocked. I'd like to be able to show you my phone. I'd like to pull up my Facebook page. I'd like to have you go to Mayor Whittle's page, see if I'm blocked. Guess it's one way to answer it in the spirit of transparency. The reason I say this is it is a violation of a Supreme Court order. It was ruled on last year that no city government official can block citizens on any social media platform. So I asked the city council, can I show you my phone? Have you go to his page.
I say, come on.
Sure.
Okay, the next question I have, and then I'll end it. She had asked about the cameras a bit ago. And it was stated that those cameras a year or 2 years ago were discontinued. Who did that? Who signed that form that stopped it?
There was a chief's directive in March 15th of 2023 that effective immediately is a temporary suspending of the use of body cameras for cost.
Okay, so I would like to toss out something else that I want the city council maybe to look into.
Your time's up, ma'am.
Fair enough.
Next question.
Or they were
Can I show you?
outdated. Because I've
Yeah,
heard
come on.
two different reasons now. Cost and that they were outdated.
Okay.
Oh, they're doing all kinds of stuff in London, y'all. This man lost his life because of the unprofessional abuse of position, abuse of power,
Okay, so I'm gonna show you something else here.
incompetence.
Because I don't want any loopholes in this.
And this, I love this city council. They don't take up for this mayor.
Oh, I can understand.
Nothing. She's showing them her phone that he's got her blocked.
Mayor Randall Whittle, I request maybe in the spirit of transparency, Would you let these guys see your phone and have them search my name to see if I'm blocked on your phone? In the spirit of transparency.
Yeah, I don't have access on my phone to my mayor page.
Okay, would you mind showing us your apps on your phone so we can verify whether you have that or not? In the
Transparent.
spirit of transparency.
Yeah, I'm not going to show you my
You're
phone.
not going.
No.
Let me stop you a second. Are we still live? Yeah. I'm getting messages saying they're not seeing it. I don't know.
Are we still live? Oh my gosh. These are the people that we
Okay,
vote
I want to show you
in
guys
the
something.
popularity
Still in my
contest.
same account. Blocking. You can look at the names.
These are people you blocked?
These are people I blocked. Because what I don't want said is that I had Mayor Randall Whittle blocked from my page. So therefore, when you searched it, it wasn't found.
She was smart.
Feel free to flip through there because I'd certainly like this resolved.
She was smart.
You say he's not on the list. Correct.
So what that means,
Yeah. Oh, he's not on there.
he has me blocked. I don't have him blocked. But I want to show you something else.
She came with
I have a
receipts.
secondary account. You can see that's not me, not the same account you were just on.
She's showing them her fake account.
Mayor Randall Whittle. See how it came up?
Yeah.
So what you're
Thank you.
saying is that your personal one is blocked, but your made-up one is not.
Correct. Correct. And I am going to add to this. I asked him a question. I am always nice. I believe in being nice. I'm the one that put out that we pray for all of you guys. I was one that put out that we pray for our law enforcement because that's the person I am.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I asked him a question he did not like a year ago. He blocked me. My daughter asked the same question. He blocked her. I'm going to throw out part of the reason everybody in this community is so angry right now has to do with stuff that's been going on, been allowed to go on, and now everybody is on a headhunt. Is what happened wrong? You bet it was wrong. Cops going to a wrong house is wrong. But you have a community full of anger because people that represent us are not representing us.
Woo-hoo!
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Question in the back?
Yes, I got a question for you and the council.
Sorry.
Why is the city police patrolling and serving warrants in the county?
Would council like to answer?
We don't know.
We don't know.
Imagine that.
The KRS allows the city police to work in the county. So this question
We
has
don't
been.
pay taxes for the county.
Well, let me put it like this. So let's say that you get in a fight with somebody, they live in the county. So you're telling me that the city police should not go out there and arrest that individual?
That's why we have a sheriff's department.
Yeah.
That's why we have a sheriff's department.
So what you're suggesting is everything that occurs, we should hand over to the sheriff's department to handle.
That's their job. I have no confidence in him as mayor, and if I was on that city council, I'd make a motion to impeach him right now. That's what you should do.
I second that motion.
Next question.
Earlier, you said there was still one member on that task force. Is that right?
That's correct.
That wasn't what the agreement was. I have that memorandum right here. That memorandum was between the London Police Department agrees to cooperate in the Joint Drug Interdiction Investigative Task Force formed by the Laurel County Sheriff's Office.
Imagine that.
It has been widely reported, council members, that there were 9 officers at Lilly, 6 of whom were members of the London City Drug Task Force.
9 officers went out there.
You said there was 1 member on John Root's task force. Can you get John on the phone?
You asking me?
Yeah.
She said, "Are you asking me?"
I probably could.
He won't answer the phone.
It may take me more than 2 minutes. Can you all approve me additional time?
Yes.
I didn't ask you. Can you all approve me additional time?
Doug, I'm the proceeding officer of this.
Can you all approve me additional time?
We've given
Just
you-
do it with a motion. Just do it with a motion.
Woo!
Just do it with a motion.
Scorched earth at the city
Just do it
council.
with a motion.
I didn't get an answer. Anybody else want to try?
Oh no, he'll be lucky if he don't
I'm
go.
going to tell you something. What you say here is a part of an official record, Randall. And if the community, the media, the judicial system finds out that this was a rogue task force, never approved by this council,
Woo!
there's going to be hell to pay.
Your time is up.
Well,
And I
Please
will
take
say
the
that
seat.
I said earlier that I spoke to John Root earlier today.
Yes.
And he said that there was, that the task force hadn't been used in a few months.
I spoke-
That particular task force, I don't know if that had anything to do
I
with that.
too spoke with John Root today, and John did say, call him at any time if we need him to testify to that, but that there was no longer a county city task force.
so that means the task force you created no longer exists.
So why were
So
they?
who was the task force out there that night?
Right.
Folks, I'll tell you. We're going to find out how transparency this city is. You can bet on that.
Getting good, y'all. It's getting good.
Yep.
That's what I know.
I haven't talked to him in 3 years. We've
Chief
got our
won't
differences
answer
too.
the phone. Over a
I just
week.
wanted to make
Your
that part
time
of
is
the public
up.
record. I appreciate the opportunity to speak.
Appreciate it.
Brian, you get the mic.
Your time is
Anyone
up.
else?
Your time is up. Please exit left.
Got one over here.
Yeah, they got
Brian?
one back there too.
Oh, we got one back there.
Lights off.
I want to speak to everyone here. If you're in your bed asleep, you're not a criminal. Someone comes knocking at your door, and if you had a gun, even if somebody says they're the cops, do you really think it's the cops? I mean, because you're not a criminal. I mean, and you live in a kind of shady neighborhood, so anybody could say they're the cops because there's a lot of dope heads out there. So, I mean,
look at
I
her.
have dope heads beside of me, and they would do that type of stuff. So this man was a really great man in the bed at 10 o'clock. He gets a knock on the door, and really a knock on the door, and then just gets shot. If that was you, would you get up with a gun?
Yeah.
Yep, sure would.
That's what I said.
So every one of us would get shot.
In your own home.
And by city police that have no business in the county. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? We have a person on the front here, Brian.
And they came as a part of a task force that's supposedly not working anymore.
I just have one question, I think one. When the report comes out, the final report, the review of all of this, will we find out who, every single person who was there that night? Because when you look at the film, there are people who aren't armed. I mean, I want to know, were there people who, and it doesn't matter if they work for another government entity or anything. I want to know if there are people who were not part of the police department, who were on that raid. Specifically, there was one who came like from the back, took over at the front. He was obviously exerting a seniority of some sort because all the officers stepped aside and let him pass and take point. So I would like to know who that person is. And I would just, and it's nothing vindictive or anything for the people who were there. I would just like to know who was performing this and if there were people who were not officers who were involved.
Yeah, I'm sure when the state police gets done with their investigation, they'll have a detailed report of who all was there. Absolutely.
Yes, why is it necessary to go of a night to look for a weed eater? That is a couple $100.
Great question.
That's a part of the investigation that we cannot comment on at this time.
But not of a day? I mean, they couldn't make it of a day where people, you know.
When people are awake, out of the bed.
I mean, I could see if it was somebody hurting somebody or, you know, fighting or something like that, but not over a weed eater.
Yeah, that's part of the investigation. And
Not over a lawnmower, as far as that goes. Because all this can be bought, you know, it can be bought back, insurance can cover it or whatever, but the man's life can't be.
That's right.
It's sad.
Very, very sad.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? There's a person in the back.
I just got one question, Mayor. Was the warrant that was served a no-knock warrant?
That I don't know, and it's part of the investigation. We'll have to wait and see when this KSP gets done. Thank you. Anyone else?
Hi, my name's Michael Smith. I'm a property owner here in Laurel County. We've owned property for the last almost 32 years. We're taxpayers, just like the mayor is, just like most of you here in the city. We do not live in the city, just like the mayor does not live in the city. So for the council members, do you have the backbone to step up and a mayor that doesn't represent this city, remove him?
Woo!
So just like the gentleman said back here, he has a nice house over here, but he lives by the landfill in Lilly's where he lives, by the junk that's hauled
Calling him out.
So as a council,
calling him
are you
out.
willing to step up and do something? And I'm very angry right now about this. So you need to do your job. I'm glad you're getting an attorney to support you, but you need to do your job. And that includes you, Miss Little.
Woo!
Anybody else?
Oh, yeah, they ain't done yet.
Is there anybody else that would like to speak?
Oh, yeah.
All right, that'll close out.
We got one more.
Oh, no. They don't let him off that easy.
First of all, I'd like to say if there's anyone from the Doug Harless family, my condolences. We should not be here tonight. Do you consider a Facebook post, an opinion, interference with the criminal investigation?
Who is that question to?
You basically.
Yeah, so
How does that interfere with the Kentucky State Police?
I think that when the public's asking us for more information and when we cannot comment on the investigation itself, so even alluding to the investigation could interfere with it. So
How?
Giving out details of the investigation.
But you were saying in Facebook post that you had made towards me that I was interfering just by asking, where's the condolences? Can't someone say something? Is that me interfering with the state police investigation?
No, I don't think that comment like that would be interfering with the
Okay, I think you need to be removed from Facebook. Removed from Facebook. Plus, as in your Facebook post to me, you brought my boss, her business, into your comment, which was tied to the Phelps family. And you were just, it seems like you were just looking, you used me to draw her, who has never said one single word about you. You brought her business into your little Facebook post. It's like no one can say anything without you getting mad.
Yeah, I'm not.
Retaliation.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't get mad, so it's not ever happened.
Well, then it's petty. Okay, let's call it petty. Your
Yeah.
pettiness, instead of you being mad, your pettiness is beyond anything I've ever seen.
Okay.
Get him.
Okay.
Get him.
That's my answer. All right. Anything else, Jonna, you want me to ask me? Okay.
I actually thought the post was about my mom, and that's why I'm here. She's like one of the best people ever, and I take human life very seriously. I've been through a lot this year, and the fact that someone died, it's bothered me to the point of, just it's disturbed me because I watched the video and I've never been like afraid of anything. Like here, I love this town and I respect our mayor, and I would never speak illy of anyone. I shared a post, so I actually thought this comment was directed at my mother, because I had shared one little post. I didn't even say anything. And it is so disturbing to me. And I would really like to show you guys this so I don't have to read it out loud. What this was said about my mom's business. I work with children. I can't control what everyone in our family does, but this is a tragedy that's happened in our community. This man's life is why we're here. It's not about State Farm engaging in hurting criminal investigations and waiting for facts and pedo clan fact, like about with my mom's business in this. I just really need you guys to see this.
Something that the mayor wrote and put on Facebook.
Somebody else can talk, but I just am here to defend not only the poor man that was slaughtered in his home, but my mother, who is a wonderful working person in London, Kentucky. Okay. I'm just going to read the second paragraph because it's so ridiculous that it's so hurtful. And I would never do this. I'm like right now, I feel really weird even being in front of you guys, but this is like God speaking through me. This is from my mom. The second part says State Farm should be concerned about brokers engaging in criminal investigations. So I thought he was talking about me for sharing a post. While I love State Farm Insurance, who cares? And one of its brokers, it says one of its brokers and her family need to be held accountable for the rumor mill and the lives it's affecting. Guys, I shared a post. I would never speak illy or even like post that my family shares that I think are tagging people's names. I don't like that. That's not cool. You don't behave like that. We're a community. Somebody lost their life and someone is saying they have no respect for Doug Harless or his family. We wait for facts, no pedo clan facts. I work with children in this community. My heart is with my kids that I work with. That's my life. For that to be in the same paragraph is unacceptable, people. And I cannot believe it. It's heartbreaking.
I told you. It was going to be good.
Anyone else at this point?
In that code of conduct manual for all probably county and city employees, is there a clause which says unbecoming, behavior unbecoming for employees?
Probably. It's a pretty big manual for city book. I've not read the entire manual, but I'm sure there's a clause in there that says something like that.
So I'm going to ask the city council, please look into that. I'm sure you guys are seeing across social media behavior that's very unbecoming.
Oh, yes, we have, for sure.
That then falls on the city council's hands.
Been a part of it.
And again, it goes back
me
to
too.
a vote
Council members.
of no confidence. I think your city is speaking to you.
You have.
Excuse me, I would like to say on behalf of the council that we know and have known as much as you all know that's sitting back there tonight. We have not been informed of anything to do with this situation. I know a lot of posts I was reading has mentioned the council and why the council isn't doing anything and stuff. We didn't know a lot of the details. We should have been called in very first thing, told about this, told the seriousness of it, and how to approach the situation going forward. But that didn't happen. So as one council, I would like to say I'm sorry that a lot of that happened, but we were not aware of anything that went on.
Can we ask why? Can we ask that question?
What's the protocol?
Yeah.
There.
Well,
Possibly never. Facebook.
Yeah.
We're limited. We are in the mayor council's duty. We prepare the budget. We prepare ordinances, and the mayor runs the day-to-day operations. There's three different kinds of government in cities, and that's the type we choose, which limits our power in that area. As you see me making a minute to the budget, because I did everything I could with that. The city does. Well, we adopted the policy and procedure, but it was before us, but we have one in place.
I think that definitely needs looked at when you serve the search warrant at 10:30, midnight, whatever, in the dark. What's a safe search? Explain to me what you're gonna find in the middle of the dark. You can have the best flashlight, it probably cost more than $500. Just won't put a body camera on something.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree too.
Mayor, I know it's in our right to do so, and I have not done so in open records request. I did an open records request, and I didn't get anything, and I didn't expect to get anything, because it's been sent to the KSP, and I understood that. But I had to ask, officially, and they responded as they should. But I will ask that, I think it's our right to do so, that we get a written statement from the chief of police and assistant chief of police with something regarding this night. I did attempt to call them. They didn't answer me. And I understand that they answer to you. They don't answer to me. I understand that they didn't have to answer the phone and probably shouldn't have.
It's
I'm
not
going to request that.
It's an open investigation and they can't say anything.
Well, they can make some statement to me. They can say I can't tell you nothing. That's better than nothing.
Well,
I'll take that.
all I can say is we found out by either Facebook or the news, and we should have found out differently than that.
Hey, it goes back to stuff on social media. This has gone out of control. I mean, it's all over TikTok, YouTube, way more people see that. We all look like Hillbilly jackasses out here.
We've got the same emails that,
Well,
people
emails.
not knowing that we're the legislative body and that's the executive body. We've received the same threatening emails, name calling, people from out of state calling us names. I could show you on my phone a list of emails. Yeah. Yeah.
It's been every day.
We all
It's been every day, all day.
Like I
Every
said,
day, all day, in the driveway, on the phone, on whatever.
I know, and I know, and I know Mayor Weller wants
And
to
they're
deal
all
with this.
saying the same thing y'all are.
I mean, I'll defend you on that. No, nobody wants to deal with this. I mean, you're taking licks all night. But again, I think there needs to be some transparency. I know I'm used to hearing it's an ongoing investigation. I mean, I've heard it all the time with, you know.
If you've not hit that like button, hit the like button and the subscribe. Thank you.
The White House. So, I mean, all those news.
I will say this, though. Mr. Benj was reached out to day 2. Anthony Ortega on day 2. Once KSP said what we could say to the body, I reached out to Anthony Ortega, spoke to him. I cannot speak to more than 4 council members outside of a meeting, or it creates a quorum.
Right.
So I did speak to some of the council members to make them aware of the situation. So it wasn't totally blind, or council was not made aware. I did it within the legal ramifications that I could.
And that's fine, but you need to let us know. Say, hey, everybody, we talked to the council.
That is incorrect.
Well, that's how we did it before. Before this happened, you had called us before about other things.
I keep it to a 3-person limit.
Well, that don't sound too good coming from the mayor.
That is KRS. It has not nothing to do with city policy. Under the KRS, you're not allowed to contact 4 people about the same subject because it creates a quorum outside of the public meeting. Look it up. That's facts.
I've got a question. We got somebody from KLC here tonight.
Go all the way down
Well,
here.
how factual is that, sir? Can you make a statement about
That's
that?
not the way it was explained to us.
Well, about him calling us and, telling us about something going on. Not like we're going to make a decision about something, but just, hey, there's been an incident happened or whatever.
We recently just had a training with JD who encouraged us to talk to one another.
I
We
don't
just
know.
make decisions.
He is correct about the quorum. If he speaks on one topic to more than 3 individuals, I believe, then it does violate the Open Meetings Act, because those conversations are to be had at a public forum. So that part of it is true. Now, whether or not someone can inform you or update you all on the circumstances of an event, that I can't speak to as being a public meeting, so to speak.
He can't send out an email to 6 people and say, please do not respond.
I think those correspondence
We've been
cover
told
that
that you
too.
could by your organization.
Yeah, KLC says that you can do that, but they
Well, then
said
why in the
there-
hell didn't you do that?
There's a gray area. There's a gray area.
We
with
don't
it.
need to be trained, you guys. Maybe we need to go somewhere else.
So that'd be closing out the public forum. I need a motion to dismiss.
I just have one quick thing. I got a message. I know that the body cams would stop being used in 2023 because of cost. Does the city own the cameras that are going up on Main Street on the buildings?
Yes, they do.
Okay. Do you know when those were purchased?
Do what now?
Do you know when those were purchased?
When they were purchased?
Yes, sir.
October of last year.
Who purchased them?
Yeah, I don't think we approved anything like that. I'm sure that's over the $40,000 limit, if I was just guessing.
They wasn't over the $40,000 limit.
Who purchased them?
That's part of the PD surplus. The cameras that is purchased that everybody's in question, the city has been having a lot of massive events. Tourism's been doing a fantastic job about bringing more people into the community. Those cameras are being used to help with that. As more people come into the public, they want to be able to view and watch in case the event, something goes awry, that they can particularly watch for individuals that may be going to do something. No, you can't view. No, a body camera.
True. I say get the cameras off the buildings and put them on the cops.
That's right. I agree with that.
Well, That's not really used for the recording aspect of it. The event response team watches individuals during the events for mass shootings and things of that nature.
Hang on,
Hold on, sir.
Yeah.
Wait.
Let's get the microphone. We want to hear everything you got to say.
Mike Smith again, a taxpayer. I took pictures of the camera at the courthouse in Fifth Street. Within 2 minutes, there was a city policeman behind me, following me, and they got right on top of me so they could read my license plate. Are those cameras monitored live?
No, they're not. Only during events.
Are those cameras, are they recording right now?
Yes, they would be recording now.
And
Doug, he's speaking right now. Please take a seat. Doug, please take a seat. Doug, please take a seat.
Just wait. Talk a minute.
Just 2 more questions. Do you use facial recognition with those cameras?
They do have the ability to do that.
Do you do it? Do you use it?
No.
Are those stored, is that data stored securely in a cloud, or is that data stored locally in London?
Good question, but I don't think that they've actually are using that. I'd have to find that out. I don't think that they're putting anything in that system, but I can ask.
Because here's my concern. Those cameras, I researched the cameras. Those cameras do facial recognition. So if any of us, if anybody wants to target any of us, they can, and then they can track us wherever we go, from camera to camera, to location. But then those cameras also have license plate readers. So then we can drive down the street and you can track us wherever we go. So that data then becomes my personal data. I understand I'm in the city and I had no right of
Expectation of privacy.
Yeah.
privacy. But when you store my face and you can track me wherever I go, then I think that's a violation of Kentucky law. So I would like to know if you can get back with us. Are you using it as facial recognition? Are you using it as license plate readers? Where is the data stored at? And how do we know our data is secure? Are the systems NIST 800-53 compliant? Are the systems fully secure? FSMA, if you want to know what those are, I can tell you. But is our data secure? Because if you're storing my data, I don't give you right to store my data. I understand in public, you can take a picture of me. But if you're misusing that data, that's wrong and a violation of KRS code.
Okay, thank you. They absolutely would not.
City Council, I'm not sure if you can answer this or not, but I know that doing bonuses for, like, say, the police department or whatever is not authorized. They can't do bonuses. So if they had decided not to do a bonus, but wanted to go ahead and give employees at the police department a raise for a week, a substantial raise for a week, change their hourly rate to call that a bonus, would that be something that has to be authorized through you guys?
I think once that we set the budget for that department, then that wouldn't be authorized. But every little thing they change within the budget, under the police department, fire department, we don't control that once we set the budget.
Fair enough.
And unfortunately, the way our budget's designed is just one lump sum, which you heard me amend earlier. Because it's the only way you can't pick one thing or another.
I guess my question will be for Mayor Whittle then.
Okay.
So Mayor Whittle, back in, I believe you said 2023 is when the body cams were pulled. It was due to lack of funding to get them up to date. 2023, is that correct?
Yes.
In November of 2023, did you and several other people vote after you were told by the city attorney that you couldn't give a bonus, did you guys hold a vote to go ahead and give a pay increase in order to be the bonus and do it for 1 week?
Absolutely not.
I absolutely know it is. I did a FOIA request on it and I have it. I'd like to go ahead and present that to the city council as well.
Yeah, come on. Thank you.
I'd like to see which city employees you're talking about.
You were one. It was at a city communication meeting. I believe it was November.
No, that's the dispatch board. That's not the city.
You were there.
I'm a member of the
So
dispatch board.
what you're doing is plain semantics. Because I do not have the knowledge you do.
No, I'm not.
Hold
but
on,
I want to
hold
give you
on, hold on, I'm
clarification.
speaking.
That is not the PD.
I am speaking right now. Did you sit on a board with other officials in November of 23 and read that the city attorney told you you could not do a raise?
No, the city.
Or, excuse me, you could not do a bonus.
We've never handed out a bonus, and the city attorney never
Correct.
has told me that.
Correct, because you were informed not to. After that.
To do what?
That you could not do a bonus.
You're talking about the city-county board that Judge Westerfield, John Root, myself sit on when it comes to the dispatch board, what you're talking about. That's not city employees.
Okay, semantics. You know what I'm referring to. What I'm questioning is, where does that money come from? The money
that's
that
a
you
city
guys
county
authorized-
shared, the communications is something that the city and county share the burden of.
So you have money to circumvent policies, but not money, and I'm going to say this, to protect your police officers by body cam footage. It isn't just for the community. I am retired law enforcement. I back the police. You have money to circumvent the laws in the state of Kentucky, but you do not have money to protect our officers and Doug Harless.
Go ahead. I'll go when we get
It ain't over yet.
Well, I think they had a lot to say, did they?
They sure did.
Just had one thing to say. I don't think anyone here fails to support the police. I don't think that's it at all. I think what happened and what has everyone so upset is that this looks like and feels like that it's indicative of some type of systemic failure where people are going rogue a little bit. People are taking over things that aren't under their umbrella, where people are stepping out and trying to do more and be more, and nothing's running the way it used to. This town has gone off the rails. I'm multi-generational. My family's been here for 4 or 5 generations. I know what this town's been like my entire life. I know what it's been like for my parents, for my grandparents. It's been a wonderful community. And now people are butting heads. They're coming out against each other. There's an unease and there's this miasma of fear in this town now. Whatever it's coming from needs to be stopped. This town needs to be what it was when we were all growing up here.
It'll never happen again, though. Those days are over.
Well, they're getting bigger.
I don't know what she said.
We'll go ahead and think.
Go ahead.
Got a question for the mayor. Do you live in the city limits?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
What's the definition of living to you?
this is where my primary residence is. We own several homes throughout Laurel County and other places, but this is primary.
Several.
Do you reside in the city?
Yes, we do.
Okay, I've got another question. So the other night you said that you put them cameras up for big events.
Mhm.
2 was put on top of local honey the other night, right before the march. Was that the event that you wanted to?
The march wasn't even going down to that portion. Is that correct?
So why did you remove them cameras?
Well, when I was made aware of the cameras was going up, I asked for them to be taken down. But was the march going down to that portion of the streets?
But why did you ask for them to be removed?
There was no reason for them to be up when I'd heard about it.
Well, who decides where they go up anyway and when?
Well, I don't know that there's any one person, but if there's certain events going on, they
Somebody
will
had to
be
make a
put up.
decision.
Do you have access to view that footage?
No, I do not.
Who has access?
It would just be the PD or probably the IT team here in the city.
He's weaseling, y'all. I couldn't hear what you said.
That was pretty funny. Thank you. Anybody else with anything tonight? Let's just leave everything directed to me. Leave everything directed to me.
Are you for body cameras or not?
I'm for body cameras.
Then why the hell don't we have it?
Again,
The officer that got shot, all the whole damn camera got down, we'd all probably be in jail. You think we don't, because there's no evidence.
That's right.
It protects these guys as much as it does the public. So don't make excuses like, we need them, we don't. There's been an officer that got hurt. Katie barred the door.
Yep.
We'd all be in jail until you found the guy that done it. If he had a body cam, you could pick him up in 10 minutes. I think the mice would work a little more than we did. That's all right.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Sir, do you need the mic? That's all right. Thank you. First of all, I'd like to, my prayers to Doug's family. I didn't know him, but also it's important that we have prayers for all involved. This council, the police officers involved. It takes guts to go do what they do daily. The grand jury that will convene to see if they charge anyone. I pray for them, whoever they're going to be. The prosecutors for direction and guidance. But I do want to clear up a few things. And this has nothing to do with that night. This is just in general. We have 4 judges, to my knowledge, that can sign search warrants. We got 2 district judges, 2 circuit judges. Maybe someone else? So to guess who did it, it's probably one of those 4. I'm sure they're not negligent in what was presented to them. Then we have, can they go outside the city? This city council, that mayor, anybody in here doesn't have anything to say about whether they can or can't. It's our legislators. Contact your state reps if you don't want them to go in this out of the county, because that is the law. Now, risk versus reward. Do you serve a warrant at night for a weed eater? I can't answer that. But people serve warrants all the time. That's the thing. And again, it's nothing these city police officers can say, let's do or let's don't do, because we can't, because it's not the law. It's the law. They can. They have that right. So I think if we want change in that, We don't talk to these people. We talk to the people that write the laws and the KRSs. Whether they can serve it after 10 p.m. is a no-knock warrant. From the video that I've seen, they knocked, announced, and maybe a minute, 12 seconds later went in. So that tells me it wasn't a no-knock warrant. So they had the right. But it's hard to get onto people that don't have control of those things. It's the legislators. So please reach out to them.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's be respectful.
Yes.
Let's be
Yes,
respectful.
absolutely. But
let's be respectful, please.
When I started this, and I know y'all weren't paying attention, when I started this, I said, I'm not discussing this incident. I'm talking about in general. Of course you don't care.
This guy was brave, wasn't he?
Well, he's just trying to set the record straight. And he might be telling the truth.
Well, he probably.
I have no clue. Oh, well, thank you. But my point is, the point is that I think you need to direct some of these things toward that legislature. This gentleman said earlier, why are they out in the city? Well, that's their right. Well,
He should have expected.
Okay, well, all cities in Kentucky are wrong then. Advise each one of them because it's their right. They can, especially to continue an investigation. When I was watching this earlier, somebody said, okay, if you get assaulted and the guy lives in the county, you don't want the city to continue that investigation to go get him. Everybody said no. We'll get punched in the face. You will be on the city's door saying he's right in the county. Go arrest him. I mean, that's silly. It could be. It's okay.
We're not keeping track of the
time or what?
But you're missing the point. The point is they have that right.
2 minutes.
Can y'all make a motion for 2 more minutes? Didn't somebody say that earlier? Little Dougie?
He didn't do it.
We have given everybody time to voice and vet. At this point, we're going to dismiss the meeting.
No, I got a question first before we do that. We're talking about money, not having money for body cams. I'm just curious, how many new cruisers have we bought last year? I don't remember us approving any cruisers that we bought, but how many did we buy actually?
I think we've got 6 or 7 in total.
New ones.
Correct.
Past year.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess were they just included in the budget? Because I know we didn't.
That is
approve
correct.
them. Okay.
When they did that.
7 cruisers in 1 year.
Sell.
Yes.
Amen.
How come you never said anything? How come you, listen, you're like a different. I'm like a what? Yeah, there's the dummy sitting right next to me. I've watched every meeting I've been to. You don't stick your hand up his back that he's telling you everything to say. Now, why don't you do that with these people? Why do they have to spend the money to get an attorney to represent them? They chose to do that. Yes. You know, I know my role. I know my job. I've served 4 mayors. I know it's time for you to retire. You know, nights like this cause me to agree with you. Thank you, Lord. That's the only thing we agree on.
Okay, thank you, Council. We're going to conclude this meeting.
I got some questions. You're KLC, right? The mayor introduced you and he said you were going to represent us.
He wanted to talk with you all earlier.
He's here now.
Give you advice.
And I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to him.
Yeah, but you need to direct your questions
To him.
to the KLC, not to him tonight. He's not here for that purpose.
Are you defending him?
Are we
He can't
paying him to
answer a
be
question.
here?
He drove down here from Lexington or Frankfurt or somewhere. Are you representing me? So you're our legal advisor?
Are we
So
paying you
we-
to be here? But we pay them.
So you're my attorney?
To KLC.
So do we have attorney-client privilege if I sit in the back room and talk to you?
Yes.
Have you
That's
ever?
why I wanted to talk with you.
Okay. I was told by other people at KLC that I did not have that. Thank you. Just want to make sure.
Okay.
Do you want to
Maybe
talk
y'all get
with
together.
him?
I'm not talking to you, Larry.
Do you want to talk with him?
No, it's none of your business. I'm talking to him. He represented you. The mayor introduced him and said he was here to represent me. I want to know.
Yeah, and we're paying for it.
Okay. This will conclude the city council meeting for tonight. Thank you.
Are we going to motion to adjourn?
Are you going to make the motion to adjourn?
Are you going to ask? Are we
Need a
done?
motion to adjourn.
Anybody want to make a motion?
I make a motion.
Is everyone finished?
Second,
Is there anyone else?
there is a roll call.
Got one more.
Wait
right
for
here.
the roll call.
One more, y'all.
Yes, Mr. Ortega.
I believe that really does need to get looked at. I agree with the mayor. I think we should let KSP do their job. Give them time to do their job. We don't want this rush. We want the right thing done. Let KSP do their job. And like the mayor said, whatever action needs to be taken after that, I believe he'll do the right thing. I do.
Oh, okay.
And this is a horrible tragedy. I was there Saturday with the majority of you guys. And it's sad. But we're one team, we're one community here. We have to just come together.
But on the shortage of policemen in the areas, it's why the city has to go into the county, or the county, do they come into the city, or?
Well, yeah, the county does have a shortage and we do assist them. I think it was over 600 calls that was requested to the city this past 12 months that we go out there and help them. And we will continue to help the sheriff's office as they've asked. And people were right about one thing here. In the past, the city was not working with the sheriff's department. We have done that since I took an office, and we will continue to assist the county if they need us out in the county on calls. If an officer is in trouble in the county, we will continue to run out to them and assist them in any way possible. If they have a shortage of deputies and they need help with calls, we will continue to run out to serve the people of this community and to help our sheriff's department. There is a roll call that we need taking place by the city clerk.
Mr. Ortega.
Mr. Ortega, yes or no?
You done? Kelly?
Yeah, she made a motion to adjourn.
Yes.
Mr. Young.
Yes.
Mr. Bench.
Yes.
Ms. Green. Yes.
Thank you. That will conclude this council meeting.
And that's it, y'all.
Yeah,
That
they're a little upset.
a little. Wow. If you've not hit the like and the subscribe button, please hit that for us. It helps us so much. All right, let's see. Bunny, no. Now legislation and the local government enforces. This guy is a fence straddler. I sent you the London mayor's follow-up on my messenger. Okay, let me look and see. Okay, got a note from the mayor of London, from Randall Whittle. I want to address the recent council meeting. Was it a difficult meeting? Yes, it was. It was tough for the innocent people involved, and it was disheartening to see a certain group using this situation for political gain. But that's politics today, right? They mentioned my name more than the person they claimed they came there to support and advocate for. Let me be clear. You will not drive me away, and I'm here to stay, he says. To those who operate in the shadows, thinking people don't see you, know that we do, and it's noted. Victoria and I love this community. We have given more than we've ever received. We've received nothing and asked for nothing in return. They say we want power, but being the mayor doesn't bring all this power and glory. It's not the highest position in government, but I'm proud of it because it allows me to be a true public servant for the community that I love. This won't change who we are or what we do. Thank you to everyone who has reached out with messages of support and encouragement. Thank you, Mr. Collins.
I think I'm going to go to bed.
All right, honey. What did you think? You want to share with us what you thought about that before you go?
Well, I think those people are going to get something done.
I think they stood up and spoke out really well, didn't they?
I thought they did. I think that's what towns need to do.
What do you think about that mayor, Mommy?
Well, now that I don't know much about him, but I would investigate him if I was interested in trying to figure him out, because he's got an awful lot of houses. And of course, I know you don't need no money to buy a lot of houses, and you try to rent them and get that to pay for it. You know what I'm saying? But
well, somebody said he owned half of London, or his family does.
Well, so he might.
They're probably, used to being in, because it's generational wealth and it's generational position and power. It's generational power.
I think in London that would probably be true because, it's been like a small little town and picturesque and yada, yada, but now it's not like that anymore. And it's not going to go back to being that way because it's outgrown its britches.
Well, I don't think it has yet. I don't think it has outgrown because you see, he's still sitting in that mayor's position. If you look at Whitesburg, Jamie Hatton is our county attorney. His sister is Angie Hatton, she's also an attorney, but she was elected our state representative. And where do they come from? Their grandfather was Ernest Cook, that's who that baseball field in Whitesburg is named after. I think he was a coal guy or something.
Yeah, he was.
That generational power and position is still very well alive today.
Yeah.
It's what drives those good old boy circles.
Well, a lot of people don't have the opportunity to get into those circles, to get to get the encouragement and the education, the financial support to move into those kinds of jobs.
Well, there was enough exposed in this meeting alone to.
Well, they're on the hot seat, so they're in a hot seat.
Oh,
but
yeah.
All right, I'm going to bed. It was a terrible tragedy.
Yeah. Well, you have a good night, and we'll see you tomorrow.
All righty, y'all be good.
Bye, Sweet Tater.
Oh, Sweet Tater's gone to bed.
Okay. All right. Yes, hit that like button, please. The only truth is that the people are not slaves. Government actors need permission to act. The people do not need permission. The warrant should have never been signed. Judges should be held accountable too. Well, I've been saying for a while now that I think lawyers need to be held accountable in a lot of these situations. You've got criminal activity that's being committed by wealthy business owners or whoever. but it's the wealthy because they're the ones that have enough money to pay the lawyers to make sure that they get their non-disclosures signed. And, some of us know and some of us don't. A non-disclosure, if anybody ever tries to get you to sign a non-disclosure agreement, it's not good if it's used to try and hide criminal activity. But a lot of people don't know all that kind of stuff. And so if you've got a lawyer that's willing to lie and misrepresent and commit fraud, and we're seeing it time and time again. You've got the Murdochs down there in South Carolina. You've got the one out there in LA that was, he was attorney of the year and the decade, and everybody looked up to him. Listen, I don't really have a greatly high opinion of attorneys. I don't care if it is the okay. Why would you need a no-knock warrant for a weed eater? That doesn't make sense. Absolutely not. And nobody else would have gotten a search warrant. They would not have gotten a search warrant for anybody else's property. If it wouldn't have been the judge executive, it wouldn't have happened. And that's an abuse of power. Michelle Davis, they're in London. Does the mayor own the car dealership too? I think I saw somebody say that they owned stuff like that there, didn't they? I'm sorry, but wouldn't the families of missing, red-rumed, or exploited loved ones appreciate law enforcement working on their cases above weed eaters and space eaters? Asking for a friend. I agree, Mr. Lloyd. I agree. They bulldog that time. They drive them hard. I'm curious, how long did these police officers have this warrant before they decided to go serve it? Very good question, Miss Terry. Because I've known some people that they've had warrants out on them for years. Absolutely. I forget what article it was that I was reading, but it was some sheriff. It was some official that had gotten in trouble, and they had went in and opened the safe or something that they had, and they found warrants in there that he had hid for years, and it was like his buddies or something. It happens. He owns the Amazon place. And they've got some nice SUV cruisers now. 6 or 7 in a year? How many officers did you have employed? Sounded like they had a $2 million budget, or around $2 million. Is it normal to feel sorry for his attorney? Pointing that finger. City attorney. So I guess the city attorney was the old man that was sitting next to him. And if I heard it right, he said that he had served 4 mayors previously. And the other attorney that was sitting over there on the side, the young guy, looked like he was a little stocky young guy in the suit. He looked out of place. He's an attorney. And from what I could gather listening to it, he was there by request of the mayor, but he wasn't, I don't think he was there to represent the council, even though I know that the council members started asking him those questions there at the end, but I don't think he was there to represent them. He said that the mayor himself said, He's not here for that purpose. So you showed up to this city council meeting with two different attorneys, the city attorney and one that you brought from wherever. And the council was still making a motion to hire an attorney to represent them. Sounds like there's going to be a whole lot of attorney's fees being paid out. Is my Uncle Jim there? Oh, Lord, I'm sorry. Oh, that's all right. That lady at the start wasting government time in a meeting on Facebook, blocking. Oh. Well, I think it's she was trying to make a point. You know, that the law stated that they're not allowed to do that. But that's just here it is, another example of them doing something that they're not supposed to be doing. You know, that kind of stuff adds up, and it really puts everything, when you have all of this stuff together, it makes a bigger picture of the context, you know. So, has the mayor done the right thing during the meeting? I don't blame the people for not trusting. Pull the property assessor's records and the register of deeds. The transference of deeds and titles will reflect how property was acquired. Good point. Come together as a community equals. Please ignore the crimes we've committed. Allegedly. Good meeting. And everybody, if you guys got a gifted membership, please tell Mama Duck thank you. She is amazing. So what do city council get for their time? I'd like to know how much money the mayor makes. Kentucky is as corrupt as South Carolina. Yeah, 414 watching, 125 likes. Hit that like button if you guys ain't hit it yet. It's going to help us grow. Democracy follows the will of the people. This mayor is actively ignoring that will. I liked the guy that said, eat, sleep, work, hillbilly crime, and repeat night, y'all. I liked the guy at the beginning with the long hair that came up and asked about the task force, because I think that's going to be really relevant. They said he must have been reading the memorandum, if I heard that right, and it said that there were 6, or something said that there were 6 members of the task force, city members of the task force, that were there the night that they served the search warrant on the wrong house. And if I heard it correctly, I think they said there were 11 or 12 or 9 officers there that went to serve that search warrant. That's a lot of officers, ain't it? 9 people? You had to have 9 police officers, and so that would mean that there were only 3 sheriff's deputies and 6 city cops. I don't know, y'all. Sounds a little fishy to me. He's obviously received many homes, and if he gets nothing from the position, maybe he needs removed. Well, the point that they were all making was that he doesn't even live in the house that's within city limits, I think they were saying. But he's got it on record as his primary residence. But he lives out in the county in a different house that he has. I think a lot of public officials or elected officials do this. I really do. I've heard other people bring it up with higher elected officials, like state officials. A lot of times they'll have properties in different states, and they have to be a registered resident of one state. So I think this probably happens a whole lot. Anyway, what's done in the dark will come to the light. That's right. That's right. I think I don't see anything in here that I need to mention. Oh yeah, I guess I should tell you. I'm not gonna say anything to jinx it, but I got an invite for another show. So next week, I should be making a guest spot on one of the bigger YouTube channels. So I'm not gonna say which one yet because I don't want to jinx it, like I did last time. Anyway, you guys have a great rest of your night, and we will see you tomorrow evening, 7 p.m. And you all stay blessed, stay warm, and peace out, Girl Scout. Bye.